All right, Shalom, Shalom, call Laim La Eloheinu Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach well, and a hearty Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, it's going to be a lesson about the golden cup, all right? And we, through the mercy and understanding of the Lord, all right, we understand that the golden cup that's in the hands of the Lord, all right, we understand that the Lord's in control of everything. All right, so things that go down, the Lord gave the okay for it, right? So the golden cup that's spoken of in the Bible in regards to that's in the hands of Babylon, all right, that has been given to Babylon, all right, through the Lord, uh, it causes people to be and act in a certain manner, all right? So this is Jeremiah. Let's look at the title of this book, all right? It says Babylon judge for sins against Israel. All right. Babylon, America. Okay. All right. But anyway, it started Jeremiah 51:5. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. All right. How do we fill our land with sin against the Holy One of Israel? Because we followed after the customs of the other people that was around about us. Judges, the second chapter, tell you that, right? Right here. And then we today, as a nation, as a whole, are still committing those atrocities against the Lord. That's why the Lord's going to bring man's judgment upon the people of Israel first, right? Jacob's trouble, and then the rest of the world, right? When Yahushua comes. So the message here is in verse 7. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Not pick up and pack your house up, take your family, and go to another country. Leave the doctrines and the philosophies and the wine, okay, of Babylon alone, which we're going to talk about here in verse 7. It says, be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. All right, the Lord, through his son Yahushua, is going to bring great judgment upon Babylon for what it has done to the children of Israel, right? I had some books, but I gave it to one of my friends. But you know, the atrocities of slavery, right? Stuff like this. What else? The yokes of iron. You see that? Jake having to sell they kids. You know, look at that. Okay, for some money. All right. The brutal, you know, rape and robbery of the land, okay, for its resources, right? All those type of things, right? You got to look at this on the slave ships. They were pointing guns at Jake. All they gonna pay for that. And then you can just look up other books such as the book Without Sanctuary, okay. I think it's called The River of Blood. Let's see. Yeah, here, River of Blood. Look at that. And then you got the right here, stuff that was happening to Northern Kingdom. All these things Babylon have done, all right? It sins against the nation of Israel, man. Okay. All right, but let's go back. All right, I just had Google a golden cup, and there's a bunch of different type of golden cups, right? This one here, this one here, King's Royal Chalice, a golden cup right here, you know. These right here. All right, but nonetheless, let's get back to this. It says, verse 7, it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the hands of Yahweh, in Yahweh's hand, Salakia, that made all the earth drunken, that Salakia, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, so, so that the nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath. I mean, drunken of the wine of Babylon, right? So let's look at this word. There's some words I want to look at. I know I want to look at, let's look at this word in the Hebrew is shata, shata, or shata. It's like it should sha, and then that's the ta. This is the ah, so shata. Okay. All right. So we got here to drink. All right. It says the drinking of Yahweh's cup of slaughter of wicked deed, of the wicked deed, and that's what's going to happen in Revelation, the 14th chapter. All right, those that take that sea hip, all right, whether it be in your hands or your forehead, you're gonna drink the wine of the wrath of Yahweh. That's gonna be the slaughter of the wicked for their deeds, man. Okay, but it says to be drunk. All right, and we know what it means to be drunk. All right, you get that feeling of euphoria, or you're calm and relaxed, and everything is okay for the certain moment. All right, let's see the word. The word here. This is Shah, and then Ka, and then you put them together, Shakar. Right. It says here to be or become drunk, or drunken, be intoxicated. Okay, so you can be intoxicated with words. You can be intoxicated with things that your eyes see. Let's say you like a certain kind of food, right? You pick one food over another all the time. Somebody would say that he's in love or he's drunk because of this food, and there's a certain characteristic about that food that you like, so you always choose it over everything else. You're infatuated or intoxicated with the taste or the smell of that food. That's why you take it. So let's look at that in regards to things that Esau Edom and the world pushes on you, so-called Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, to have you intoxicated, right? You got the money system, right? That thing has Jake intoxicated to go out there and kill, steal, rob, and murder his own people, right? And you got the religious systems, right? You got Cesare Borgia, you got the eight-armed god Shiva, you got Buddha, you got all these gods, right? Those things have intoxicated Jake. You got the alphabet game, okay? You got the people that change their gender from one thing to another. These things are philosophies and are the wine of Babylon that causes the nation of Israel to be drunk, right? Or intoxicated. It says here, the word shakar, it says to become tipsy in a qualified sense, to sedate with stimulating drink, or figuratively influence, right? So the doctrines and the philosophies of Babylon influences you to be a certain way, okay? It influences you to be a certain way, all right? It influences you to go against the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, all right? All right, it says metaphor. I'm just reading. Metaphor in the prophets. The wicked are said to be drunken, since they rush by a kind of madness upon their own destruction. And some of those things that I had mentioned, the doctrine, the philosophies of Esau Edom, the money system, the church system, the sexuality system, okay, feminism, all right, emasculating men, all right. These things are uh, a part of the influence, okay, that gets Jake to act the way that they do because of Esau Edom and his wickedness. All right, and the Lord's going to judge Babylon for these things. The Lord's going to judge Esau Edom for these things, right? So it says mad. It says the word here is this is halah, but if we look up here, you got yatah halah, okay. it says halak, right? And then here, let's go down. It says to act madly, to act like a madman. All right, and how do you act like a madman? You act like a madman, all right, by following the customs of this world, man. Okay. Let me see. Do I got another one pulled up? Let's go back to it. All right, this is 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And when you become drunk off of the influences of Babylon, that golden cup, right? You can, you know, be a dog, but you're really a human. You can, the same sex marriage thing, um, uh, transhumanism, all that stuff is coming out now. All right, taking the jump shot, these shots getting shot up with all types of chemicals, okay, that are being injected in your body, right? But nonetheless, these things make you act. This influence, okay, makes you act crazy, right? So let's go. Let's see. All right, I think that was it on that. Let me see. What does it mean to be mad? What does it mean to be mad? All right, it says very angry, ill, insane, mentally. All right, ill, mentally ill, insane. All right, and for us to go against the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, is insane. Okay, because if you read in the blessings, the Lord said that we should go out in and out of the city and be blessed. The Lord said that He will increase the fruits of our loins, of our cattle. Basically, everything would be beneficial for us. We would be the head and not the tail. We would lend to the nations, all right, and not have to borrow. But since we went contrary to the Lord, now we are the tail and having to borrow from everybody else. We are fleeing from our enemies 7 different ways, right? But this is what it is. When you're mad or deranged, all right, you are not in one's right mind, sick in the head, all right, delirious, psychotic, off one's head, out of one's head, all right, cracked, loopy, all right, wacko, all right, buggy. And then we have a term where we call people bugged out, man, okay, because of the wine and doctrines of Esau Edom, right? So let me just go into some commentaries. So here, and this is the only one that I found like that was good enough to read, right? It says here, the golden cup points to the splendor of Babylon outwardly, outwardly, right? So let's say if you live in another country and you looking at the news and things that's going on in America so far as the things that say, oh, you can come over here and prosper. You can start your own business. You can, grow a family, buy a house. Women can be free and do what they want to do. You can change your sexuality, your gender. Okay. You can have same-sex marriage. Those things, okay, are seen from the people outwardly. That's the outwardly appearance. Okay. The outwardly appearance of Babylon. All right. The white picket fence, the happy wife, happy life nonsense. Okay. It says, as a vessel made to honor. All right. But the wine in that cup was poisoned, intoxicating men with wild ambitions and dark idolatries. The same imagery appears in Revelation 14 and 8. But we know that this in 14 and 8, all right, is speaking about how the Lord's going to destroy this place. All right. Because when we looked at that word earlier, it has said the slaughter of the wicked, right? But here we're going to get into this one too. In Revelation 17:4, it says, save that their golden cup in the hand of the harlot, whose name is Mystery Babylon the Great. And we know that harlot to be America. Okay. All right. Let's see. See what else was. All right, yeah, that was it on that one. So let's go look over here in Revelation 14. No, 17 is okay. 17:4. Let me make sure I hit everything I wanted to hit here. Yep, I did it. All right, but remember, we got to flee out of the midst of this place, man. Okay? Meaning, don't partake in the things of this. Don't drink the juice. All right? Don't drink the wine of Babylon, right? Because if you physically leave Babylon, the Lord can have you teleported back here, all right? The Lord can cause a reason for you to come back, and then you'll be here for the destruction. So don't leave Babylon, all right? Verse, this is Revelation 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. All right, that outwardly appearance, okay, where everything looks great or better than the country that you're living in over here in America. Everything looks great. America's a first world country. You know, the people are free to do whatever they want to do. There's no restrictions, so to say, right? Having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Right, so let's look at this, right? Having a golden cup in her hand, right? Full of abominations. So let's look at this word abominations, right? A foul thing, a detestable thing, right? Such as idolatry, right? It says of idols and things pertaining to idolatry. Right? Idolatry is the number one thing that's pushed. That's one of the things, number one thing that's pushed over here in America. All right. Well, I'm gonna say the number one thing from my point of view as a man, right? Because everything's about either self-worship, worshiping Cesare Borgia, money, you know, a woman, so on and so forth, right? It says a foul thing, a detestable thing of idols and things pertaining to idolatry, right? And idolatry is the reason that we are in the situation that we're in now. All right, so let's go back and keep reading. All right, and it says of a fornication. Right here it says metaphor of the worship of idols, all right, of the defilement of idolatry as incurred in eating the sacrifices offered to idols. And that's what the people do, man. All right, you celebrating these holidays. You're not doing anything righteous and righteously for the Lord if you celebrate these holidays, right? You're sacrificing to nothing, basically, man. Okay, but we know, look, these things right here are pushed in America. Right, all these things. This is part of. All right, these things right here are pushed in America. All right, all these. This is pushed in America. All right, uh, this is pushed in America. All right, all these things, especially these right here. All right, and then you got other situations that's pushed in America, like the MAP people. Okay, if you don't know what that is, just look that up for yourself. Okay, and all these things are contrary to the Lord. Okay, because we have a law, right? Leviticus, it tells you these things. Leviticus, I believe it's like 21 or 18. Let's see, let's try 18 first. I got my sword in here. That's in the truck still. All right. Yeah, law on immoral relations. Okay. All right. Not supposed to look at the nakedness of, your father, your mother, your father's girlfriend, your father's girlfriend, your sister, your brother, things like that, right? Uh, there you go. Here goes the other thing that's abomination that's pushed here. Okay, Leviticus 18:2, 22, and the other thing, right? You shouldn't be lying with an animal, but these things are pushed here, right? It says it is confusion. All right, you cause the animal to be confused, right? All right. Defile not yourself in any of these things. Leviticus 18:24. Defile not yourself in any of these things, for in you all these nations, all the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. All right. So don't. This is how you come out of Babylon, not defiling yourself by partaking in the wine. Okay, which we can clearly see, which is some of the things, all right, that is pushed here, right? And of course, you got the idolatry, right? Um, so let's go here. Let's go look at some of the commentaries on Revelation 17:4, right? It says here, having a golden cup in her hand, translate, having a golden cup in her hand, teeming with abominations, with unclean things of the fornication of the earth, all right? It says here, Jeremiah called Babylon a golden cup in the hand of Yahweh. The cup made all the earth drunken. The cup of intoxication splendid and attractive was full of evil power, which robbed men's senses and deranged them. Right? That's what America does, right? It's taking you out of your senses. Okay. It doesn't cause you to think logically or straight, but just to fulfill the lust of your flesh. Okay. It says the great city of the world ever holds out such a glittering cup. All right. Which basically, all right, is this evil power, man. All right. It's causing you to go contrary to the Lord. All right. There's some more. Let's see. All right. This one right here. It says, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations, filthiness of fornication, full of abominations, even the unclean things of etc. Right? It says here, abominations are all things that are displeasing to Yahweh. All right, things that are displeasing to Yahweh. It says here, it signifies unfaithfulness towards Yahweh, and that's what America pushes, man. Okay, do as thou wilt. Um, you know, what's this other thing that not my God, or Jake don't know the Lord, man. All right, here goes another one. It says the golden cup represents the allurements and delusions, okay? Because America pushes their delusion on its network TV, through the media, through the newscast, okay, through the music, all right, to the kids through the cartoons, okay. By I'm gonna keep reading here in a second. Excuse me. It says by which this mystical Babylon has obtained and kept her influence and seduced others to join her abominations, right? Again, the media, the music, the cartoons, the news, the stuff that you see, in the streets that people do physically. Um, they are all drunk off this cup, all right? And it says here, I'm gonna read it again. The allurements, all right, and delusions, all right. I like that phrase. It says by which this mystical Babylon, which we know as America, has obtained and kept her influence. I want to look at this word influence. Influence is basically a reason why you do something. Right? Influence, the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. All right. So the things that America pushes have an effect on the character development and behavior of people. All right. Of people. The allurements and the delusions have an effect on you as a person, your mental state. All right. Um, it says, and seduce others to join her abominations. All right. She is named from her infamous practices, a mother of harlots, training them up to idolatry and all sorts of wickedness. She filled herself with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Yahushua. All right. So we know that the Lord's gonna have, these people here in Babylon turn against, which they already are, so to speak, right? Against this truth. But there's going to be magnified, man. Okay. And then Jake, the saints of the Lord are going to have to be beheaded. All right. She intoxicated herself with it, and it was so pleasant to her that she was never satisfied. All right. But let's see what else we got. Having a golden cup in her hand as if to entice lovers, full of abominations, of abominable things, of things suited to excite abhorrence or disgust, things unlawful and forbidden. All right. Look, I'm gonna show this again. I think it's this word. Yep. Look, unlawful stuff, forbidden stuff. All right. Unlawful stuff, forbidden stuff. It says the word in the scripture is commonly used to denote the impurities and abominations of idolatry. So when you're following after the beast, you're going to partake in the things that the beast sets up for the world to do because you are influenced. It has an effect on your character, all right, the development of who you are, all right, and your behavior. Let's see. It says the meaning here is that it seemed to be a cup filled with wine, but it was in fact a cup full of all abominable drugs leading to all kinds of corruption. All right. And these abominable drugs are the characteristics that Babylon pushes on the people. All right. It says leading to all kinds of corruption. How much in accordance this is with the fascinations of the papacy, it is not necessary now to say after the ample illustrations of the same thing already furnished in these notes. All right. Let's see. I'm just repeating the same thing over and over again, right? Having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness, of a fornication, basically anything that's contrary to the Lord, all right? And that's eating pork, putting pig in all types of food, putting all types of pesticides in the food, all types of shit that goes on here, man. All right. These are reasons that we got to be crying and calling to the Lord so we can get out of here, man. All right. Alluring and tempting persons to idolatry as whores use to do with their philters or enchanted cups, allure and provoke men to sensual satisfactions. All right. Following after the flesh, man. All right. Here we go. It says, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness, of fornication and allusion to Babylon, and also to harlots who give philters or love potions to men to excite lust and draw their affection to them. And this being a golden cup may design the external luster and splendor of the worship of the, all right, it's talking about the Church of Rome, but we know that it's America, okay? But here it says the things that America pushes here excites lust and draws their affections to them. All right, same thing as said up here. All right, allures men and provoke them to sensual satisfaction. And once you get that dopamine rush of that satisfaction, the thing that you had, you're gonna want to do it again and again and again and again and again. But ultimately, I'm gonna close out on this. Yeah, Romans 6:23, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So if you keep going after those sensual, those sensual, those sensations that Babylon is pushing, all right, you're eventually going to be put to death, man. The Lord's going to cut you off, man. All right, but Lord, will you learn something? All right, Lord, will you edify? Again, flee out of the midst of Babylon via turning to the Lord, repenting. All right. So I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, our Kakodash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles of the Millstone, Lula, and Teach Well. Hearty Shalom to the hopeful elect, Kwame Shiralam, Wafla, Ba'al, Mahar, Adawan, Yahushai, Shalom.